reading this morning is Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her, she will not fall. God will help her at the break of day. Nations are in uproar, kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice, the earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us, the God of Jacob is our fortress. Come and see what the Lord has done, the desolations he has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. He says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Wow, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Well, how are you feeling right now? If you pause for a moment, how do you feel deep down? Are you worried about your health or your family or friends or your job? Or are you thinking, I think I'm okay. Family are okay and I've got enough food. I really just have to ride this out. Well, whatever you're feeling, you're not alone. I saw something on the BBC News about how a lot of celebrities are doing videos of how they're feeling. And it's not surprising, they all have exactly the same responses as the rest of us. And some are saying, oh, everything's fine, everything's a bit of a laugh. Some are quite anxious. Some are singing the John Lennon song Imagine because it makes them feel a bit spiritual, even though the words say exactly the opposite. But there's one video that's a bit bizarre and yet strangely profound, and it's Madonna, the singer. And I'm not a particular fan of Madonna. And she's sitting in the bath. It's all modestly filmed. It's on the BBC after all. But as she talks, it becomes obvious she's very clearly afraid. And she's a bit confused. This person who seems to have everything, money and fame and power, and normally has her life really tightly controlled, is afraid. Because she's realised that all the money and the fame and the power, all the things the world tells us are important and valuable and we should strive for, make no difference in the end. We're all human, we're all mortal, and this virus is a great leveller. It brings us all up short and forces us to look in the mirror and look at ourselves and our values and ask the question, what have we been doing with our lives? What's been important to us up to now? Have we been chasing all the money and the power and the fame and the Facebook likes? Is that what our life adds up to? And that begs the question, what should be important to us? And what are we going to make sure stays important to us in the future when all this is over? Because maybe that's one of the positive things that will come out of all this when we come out of it. And we know from history we will come out of it. We may be battered and we may be bruised. We may have suffered loss. But perhaps we will have had a chance to refocus our lives and refocus on the bigger picture, on what is truly important in this life. And for most of us, it comes down to relationships, family, friends, loved ones. And it comes down to meaning. Whether we like to admit it or not, it comes down to God. Well, a moment ago, I read a psalm from the Bible, Psalm 46. And the book of Psalms it's without a doubt the best place to go if you really want to express your deepest thoughts and feelings to God, your frustration and confusion and anger and all those things. And it's like the writer of the psalm lays them out in front of God and is just completely honest. And we can do the same and be completely honest and say, God, what's going on? Why is this happening? Why do I feel like this? Right now we want to say, yes, we know it's happened before in history, we know it will pass, but we are still fearful and we are still rocked by it. Well, the writer of this psalm is expressing exactly the same feelings of fear and anguish. He writes, nations are in uproar, kingdoms fall, and it feels like the earth's giving way and the mountains are falling into the heart of the sea. But then he listens to God and starts to regain his perspective and see the big picture. He says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, even though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. And God says to the psalmist and to us right now, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Amen.